Hi guys, Kylie here. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. Today, I'm reacting to Grit, the Making of a Naval Diver, which is a series all about the Singapore's Navy Special Operations Unit. Quick background information. This unit has been around since 1971 when the British Navy left Singapore. Before that, the Royal Navy had their own diving team. Today, these naval divers specialize in things such as demolitions, counterterrorism operations, EOD, clearance diving, and anti-piracy ops. These guys are similar to the US Navy SEALs and India's Marcos. And this is another video that I had to do my homework on, so if I get something wrong, then I apologize. Alright, let's get to it.
They're a special breed of men, highly trained and experts in their field of operations, from deep diving to underwater demolition and shipboarding. Getting the job done requires more than training. These combat divers are put through some of the most grueling drills to drum them up to be the best. They are the Singapore Navy's elite Naval Diving Unit. Over the next few weeks, we'll see the highlights of their training that makes them men of metal.
This is about a 22-week course, I think. After enlistees do a 9-week basic training, then if they pass all the requirements, then they can be selected to attend this course. But it's very competitive even to get in.
Naval diving operations require highly specialized training, and it starts here at NDU at Sembawang Camp. Each year, a few are selected among thousands and put through some of the most intensive and strenuous physical and mental tests to see if they have what it takes to be part of this elite unit. The 24-week combat diving course prepares them for this. At the end of the training, a few make it.
Not so easy. They really have to push up. Throughout 20 weeks, they really have to keep up the fitness to complete the course.
Just a few months ago, these men were students, finishing their college education or polytechnic diploma. Today, they are soldiers who've just completed their basic military training at the diving unit.
Your journey don't stop here, right? You still got another place to go. Let's go.
And some have been selected for the combat diving course after a rigorous selection process. There's fear, apprehension, and a tinge of excitement.
A feeling of nervousness and excitement because there's a lot to go through in the next couple of months, especially team building with Hell Week. I'm looking forward to together with my boat 13. We're going to be together for a while, and I hope that we pass through CDC together.
I feel that it's like a personal achievement that not many people can actually get to try out at the first place. So since I'm here, really do my best and really do something that I can.
It's more challenging than probably any other vocation, and I like to challenge myself, and I like the fact that whenever we go through hard times, we bond and get closer as friends and brothers. And these are people who I'm going to stick with for the rest of my life, so it's important to me.
While most are full-time national servicemen, Alvin Tan is one of a few regulars with the Republic of Singapore Navy who served on board one of the warships.
Because I'm already a regular, it's a more interesting job scope from here. Yeah, so I can see more stuff, do more stuff. There's the prestige and honor when you graduate as a naval diver.
A lot of honor.
To be a diver, it means a sense of pride, especially to my father. Because he was on the Navy, he didn't get a chance to be a naval diver.
You just saw that said Frogman Alley. Yeah, these guys are called Frogmen, and they're also called the A-Team and the Warriors of the Deep, apparently. So they got some pretty cool names.
So by completing the naval diving course, it's like fulfilling his dream. So it's a great sense of pride for me.
The chosen few will now enter a phase of training that will push them beyond their physical and mental limits. Training that will equip them to successfully carry out not only complex special operations, but survive them.
Somebody tells me that those oars are going to be a part of their body for the next couple of months. So the training is divided into 3 phases: the foundation phase, the specialization phase, and the advanced phase. First phase, they do learn a lot of things, but it will especially be focused on the physical conditioning, of course.
The selected ones pick up an oar and head to the briefing room to be introduced to the trainers and the requirements to make the course.
Just like a weapon, this belongs to you to signify that you are becoming a frogman. The oars presents them to say that no matter what, leave nothing behind. The oar will be just like the weapon to guard them.
I'm liking the music. The music's giving the video a nice feel.
As chief instructor at NDU, Second Warrant Officer Rajendran takes care of the men's training and their welfare and ensures these young men give their best.
You need to do, you will not be walking around alone. Sorry, you won't be running around alone. There's no walking in this course.
He and his team will push the men hard and test the limits of their physical and mental endurance.
You'll be embarking on a 6-week physical phase.
A high level of physical fitness is expected.
Before you can even qualify for a team building week.
Attaining a gold standard in the individual physical proficiency test is a must. There is no room for silver or bronze awards.
We will train to ensure, to be very sure that you all know the standards. Is it clear enough for you all? Yes, sir. Are you all aware what will happen if you don't meet the standards? Yes, sir.
For now, the diver's symbol, the trident, is passed from the graduate to the new batch of trainees. The diver trainees form up according to their height, where they are split into groups of between 7 to 8 men.
Most likely the reason why they are split up by height is because when they're assigned boat teams, they're going to want people of approximately the same size on each boat, each rubber dinghy. Because if not, it gets kind of awkward when you have a 6'3" guy trying to carry a boat with a 5'2" guy. So that's probably what all this is about.
I'm going to arrange you into boat level.
For the next 20 weeks or so, they will remain in this group, training hard together, pushing and motivating one another. And they have to learn to work together as an effective team.
The main thing here we want to instill is camaraderie, the buddy of honor, integrity, and team spirit. Team spirit is the most important thing that will carry them a long way in the operational unit.
So the naval divers go by the motto, nothing stands in our way. But for this school though, they live and die by the honor, team spirit, and integrity motto. Teamwork is a huge thing in special forces. That's a theme that we're going to be seeing in this whole series probably.
Any instructions will go to him first, right? Class leader and the 2IC. Okay? You will take instructions at all times. You people better listen to what he's saying. If he f***s up, you are the cause. Trust me.
As combat diver trainees, the expectations are very high. They're reminded that they're no longer recruits.
It's not BMU anymore. Understand? Yes, sir.
The training pace picks up.
Hey guys, 5 minutes to sign your name. Quickly.
So that's the team leader. He's the go-in between the cadre and the students. They tend not to last too long. He'll probably get fired in a couple of days, so.
Over here, sir. Over there. Sorry, sir. Fire! Come here! Yes, sir.
She's basically doing physical training until lunchtime. It's actually quite a nerve-wracking experience.
They're ordered to get wet and sandy, head to toe, as punishment for moving too slow.
The U.S. Navy SEALs at b.u.d.s training, they're told they have to get to be a sugar cookie. Essentially means to get themselves wet, and they roll in the sand, and they have to cover themselves head to toe with the sand, so they look like a sugar cookie. That's what's going on here, I think.
Help your friend! Help your friend! Help your friend!
So this is a different kind of sand than Coronado, California, or wherever the b.u.d.s training is. They don't look that sandy.
A little dazed, they head to the grinder, a place no bigger than a basketball court.
At b.u.d.s, you actually look like a sugar cookie because of the sand there. He's in trouble, which means everyone's in trouble.
Down! One! Down! Two! Down! Down!
Push-ups. A lot of push-ups.
Down! Push it! Down!
Be tough, physically, mentally, emotionally.
That would suck, doing push-ups with sandy hands.
From now on,
That would suck.
until we pass out, prepare to get hammered. Try not to think so much. Yeah.
Really push them to the limit, to make them understand what is your limit.
As the relentless physical exercise can be quite grueling, the men are required to hydrate every few minutes.
I'm not sure what month of the year that this is being filmed, but when I went to Singapore back in the fall in 2001, the humidity and the heat was horrible. So it's very easy for these guys to get a heat injury. So I'm sure that they're doing this forced hydration to prevent heat injuries, and there's probably medics on standby. Even with the water breaks, I would not be surprised if there were some heat injuries actually.
You'll find yourself the fittest among the whole life will be the time in the CDC.
I can believe that.
From a bit of hammering, you cannot take it. Let me tell you, you can forget about your health. Okay? This is to get
If you can't handle this, then you can't handle Hell Week.
Not all can take the physical punishment. While this soldier falls out to recover, the rest know that the worst is yet to come.
Oh yeah, he's about to go down. Do you see that glaze look in his eye?
More to come, and just getting mentally prepared.
As the first day winds down, a good hot meal among boat buddies is a nice respite from the day's fast-paced start.
They seem so excited to be there.
My girlfriend are pushing me forward, like encouraging me and keep me motivated so that I won't give up.
I want to prove to myself that I can do it, and I want to prove that I have what it takes.
Today, the combat diver trainees are introduced to the boat, a 76-kilogram rubberized dinghy that can carry between 8 to 9 men.
So this is looking just like b.u.d.s training.
Boat handling
In all
involves
honesty.
teamwork and synchronization. And every man on board is responsible for the men next to him, and they have to work together to make the drills effective.
Again, teamwork is key.
The capsize drill, for example, teaches the men to stay calm and tests their readiness and reaction and how fast they can safely recover and move on. Trainees observe and learn quickly.
I'm sure the learning curve in this course is steep.
While some
You
take
run
to the
fast.
sea, others are introduced to the diving equipment for the first time. This is a diver's lifeline, and they're reminded to take extreme safety precautions.
If you all fail to check, rig up, put on the seaboard. Once we deploy out, standby diver on the valve to check the cylinders. Out. When you are at the mid channel, you won't die. So you understand this?
It seems like an easy day for these bunch of naval diver trainees who are going through one of the toughest courses in the Singapore Armed Forces. Until they're instructed to carry the boats to a nearby field.
I think I already know what's going to happen. They're going to be using the boat to do physical training with, like lifting it above their heads and all kinds of horrible stuff. This is not going to be a fun exercise for these guys.
Here, they will learn another set of drills. Now the real introduction begins. The men will soon find out that the boat is more than just a means of transport.
I wonder how heavy their bags are.
They may have heard a thing or two about it, but nothing prepares them for the actual training.
Everybody is a safety officer.
As they hydrate and cool down before the grueling task, they are cautious and apprehensive.
Nothing is simple, let me tell you.
Bit scared.
Unique to the Navy, this is physical training like no other.
So
Drills
it
that will glue
begins.
them as a team, test their physical limits and their mental resilience. The training will sift out the weak from the strong and the team player from the lone wolf. It's not every man for himself, but teamwork that will make training less painful.
If you're being a douchebag and lazy, they will call you out on this. It'll be especially evident with these kind of exercises too.
To spread the weight evenly among the 8 men, they have to take turns to switch sides, the success of which hinges on their ability to think and work as a team.
If you need to change yourself. Yes, instructor! Do finish, then you change. How many done my say already? Check already, cannot think is it? No, instructor! Think before you do anything. Now is the time for you to change, nobody want to change. Guys, there's not the time for you to change, and you're purposely to change. Change!
From tossing the boats about to doing
Sit-ups
sit-ups and push-ups, the drills
with a life
seem never
jacket.
ending.
Elevated push-ups. Not fun.
For now, we're still just beginning only, so it'll be even more difficult.
Those who haven't do carry on, don't cheat me.
That would suck.
Guys, I just want to remind you, you are in CDC if you still do not know by now. Alright? BMT is over, honeymoon is over. When we come down hard on
Honeymoon
you
is
and
over.
tell you, it's going to be really hard. So please square yourself away and wake up.
Square yourself away. That's a phrase that we use in the US military.
It's going to carry you
It's
on.
interesting that it's in Singapore military also. What other country uses that phrase to get squared away? Please drop that in the comments because I'm curious.
If not, we'll be more than happy to put you out.
Super shake. I really want to cry.
They're still putting on a happy face. They're still happy.
After hours of relentless and rigorous physical training, the men retire to their bunks. They still have a long way to go to get the rhythm right to work together as one. But the building blocks are set. Fresh out of basic military training at the Naval Diving Unit, these soldiers are into their physical conditioning phase of the NDU's combat diving course. Today, these men are going through a trial individual physical proficiency test, or IPPT, to see where they stand and how much more they need to push themselves to attain that coveted gold standard, a prerequisite as a combat diver. As combat diver trainees, they are held to a higher standard than other soldiers, requiring full marks in every station.
They don't need sailors who can barely pass the assessment, so this is just a very simple way of weeding out some of the weaker guys.
1, 4, 1, 5.
They have to be physically superior to most because their operations require it.
Run, just keep running.
Yeah, they need to be the best of the best.
For 5 points and then left the 2.4 run under 914. I think it's quite manageable now. But the floor is slippery, so I'll do my best.
While most breeze through the stations without even breaking a sweat, others struggle through some.
Yeah, all quite good except for
That would be me.
How many points? 11. You're supposed to do 12. Yeah. And my arms are very king.
That is the majority of the class. I wonder if they're allowed to have retests. I think there's maybe one retest allowed if they can't achieve the gold standard. If you know, drop that in the comments, please.
1, 2, 3. Standard for BMT, we're just asking for silver. But when it comes to CDC, we need them to hit driver's code. Is that every station must be 5 points. Right. I think the main thing is the two things that normally people flunk is standing board jump. Standing board jump, they need to hit 2, 4, 3 and above. And for the run, they had to run below 914, which is the driver's code. That's the standard difference.
Alright, take note of the time. Okay. At your stage,
Look at all those
you need to hit
six-packs.
here anything below 210. Alright, 210, then you will survive for the rest of the 3 rounds. Anything more than 215,
They are really fit.
you have to run your lungs out. Okay?
The dreaded 2.4-kilometer run may be a major obstacle for some, but these men are determined to beat the stringent timing to make the cut.
Again, liking the music, it fits.
Take your seat. Take your seat.
He's about to go down. You see that? Yeah, it's important. You have to keep on walking and try to take deep breaths. Raise your arms up above your head and keep walking. If you don't, you could pass out and stuff.
Then you know, every 3 steps I need to just pick up a bit more.
I got 909, which is diver's goal. So I managed to achieve one of my vetoes of hitting diver's goal. So.
Who think you pass this 914? Yeah, I think nothing more than 5 or 6.
My running I felt was good but when I heard the timing was quite bad actually. My timing was 9.4. So, yeah. When I hear the timing, I was a bit disappointed. Yeah, so I will have to put in more effort. So I will put in more effort and then train in the weekend.
See the medic?
No more distance, we're going to go on speed. You need this speed for the next 3 weeks to pass your IPPT. If you're not going to hit diver's goal, I'm sorry. I have to throw you out.
I think
You know, running on the pavement in that horrible heat, that would suck. But the Navy SEALs at b.u.d.s, they have these timed runs in boots on the dry sand. I think they're like 4, 5, or 6 miles timed. That would suck even more than this.
there's a lot of work need to be done. We have just proposed we're going to do a bit of speed training in the night. Where we need the doctor to put up the request. The doctor can cover us until about 9 o'clock. We do a bit of the night training, only on a lot of speed work and running. That's how we're going to improve.
So they're going to try to help the guys that failed. That's what it sounded like. Do some more training with them. That's good. So far, this is a lot of fun. Fun for us, not the candidates though. The first few weeks of training is just a taste of how hard the course will be. These guys are going through hell and most of them are still putting on a happy face. But we shall see who can maintain that positive attitude by the time Hell Week is over. So far, I feel like I'm watching a more tame version of the Navy SEALs b.u.d.s training. But the jury's still out, so let's see what these next 2 episodes bring. Alright, let's get to it.
A combat diver may carry over 40 kilograms of equipment in an operation and may require swimming against strong currents and unpredictable sea conditions. So in order to be agile and nimble underwater with all that weight, they have to be very fit above it. Into their second week of combat diver training, the men are introduced to a series of physical conditioning and strengthening exercises that will push them beyond the limits of their physical endurance. Second Warren Roch builds on their strength and stamina.
The Navy SEALs do have a blacktop area and also some pull-up bars that they work on. They do PT on like in the morning or whenever. But when it comes to these big smoke sessions, that happens on the beach usually in the soft sand, which sucks.
It's getting harder and harder, yes or no? Yes, sir! I realize this, it's getting harder. Tomorrow morning, 5:15, 6K time run. And you fail, believe me, I will put you into the goon squad. Go and find out what's goon squad.
Goon squad? The Goon Squad?
Yes, sir.
That might be the best name ever.
Let's get over with this week. Enjoy the weekend again. Oh. Yes,
Do they spend their weekends on the post, or are they free to go and do what they want? If you know, please drop that in the comments.
Men retire to their bunks for a quick, well-earned rest. But before that, some area cleaning takes their mind off training.
If people are not in the military and you want to know what are some typical things that soldiers or sailors will do on a daily basis, cleaning is a big thing that we all do.
When PT is involved, it's very strenuous. Yeah, and I think the training is very good because he makes sure we do properly and he pushes us beyond our limits, especially the last set. So yeah, that's definitely not something I thought I would do by myself if I would be training at home.
Today we're doing our first breath holding activities. So it's a combination of drown proofing training and underwater knot tying. So I've been in the underwater knot tying group where we learn 3 basic knots, the bowline, clove hitch, and reef knot. And we have to execute that underwater, including a 10-meter breath hold activity.
Building water confidence is part and parcel of naval diver training. The ability to tie a knot with a single breath hold under 5 meters of water is no easy task. In fact, it's one of the most challenging tests a naval diver trainee has to pass to move on to the next level. After a quick lesson on knot tying, the men jump in for a trial test. It takes more than lung power to stay underwater for a prolonged period, let alone tie a knot or two.
The breath holding's new, so it can be quite challenging, and you start to run out of air, and when you make mistakes, you start to panic. But it's also good training to teach yourself to calm down and be cool underwater.
The key thing is to be calm.
Another group practices swimming with their hands bound behind their backs, dolphin style. This is to gear them up for drown-proofing. It's a training that takes a diver's water confidence to a whole new level.
That's intense.
Keep your head facing down. If you're going to look up, you're going to cause resistance.
I think we'll be swimming more for the drum proving and not tying. Yeah. So at night we are just holding our breath to practice our breath holding so that we can last longer in the pool.
Under the watchful eye of Warren Raj and his team, the men learn quickly.
It was actually quite scary because for once I actually felt really uncomfortable underwater, but in the end I just decided to just try my best. But there was a part during the drown proving session where the instructor had to pull me up. Yeah, so I'm very grateful that they were keeping a very close eye on me.
But this is just an introduction. As they become more confident, they will move to the next level. And some hammering is also thrown in for good measure, to remind the trainees a high level of discipline is expected.
Hammering being a good smoke session, I think. Yes.
Especially in a unit known for its high state of operational readiness and capability.
Here, like you hold the place there, you own the place there. 5-0, start now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Go down, you touch the feet, then you...
The moment they came to us, they knew what to expect. Life is going to be even tougher. The 20 weeks is going to be really tough for them, but they've already tuned themselves into that. There's a lot of difference. I can see them growing up.
It's been 3 weeks since they started training at the Naval Diving Unit's Combat Diver course in Sembawang camp. The training has been hard, but the men are coping well and in high spirits.
It's been quite tough. We've been waking up very early this week. We're waking up at 4 a.m. every day. Even the tired moments, that's when you realize you need to rely on your batch boys to keep your spirits up and to keep going.
You still can keep up as long as you do your best. Don't give up on yourself.
Today they're gearing up for one of the most challenging vetoes that will not only test their physical strength, but their ability to cope with stress underwater.
Gotta love those speedos.
Remember, today is the actual test. So you fail if you fail the first time, you're given a second trial. If you graduate, I want to be a naval diver, one, play the toes. Okay?
This test will bring the trainees' water confidence to a whole new level. With their feet and hands bound, the men are required to perform a series of tasks underwater. This is drown-proofing, the key to survive drowning.
So first they tie your hands and your feet, and it's quite tight. But sometimes the rope slips out, so you have to be very careful. Then you have to swim 50 meters with your hands and legs bound. Do 10 flotations, 10 bobbing. Then you go down, do a front somersault, come up, do a reverse somersault. Then you have to go pick up a mask with your teeth and surface without dropping the mask.
For diver trainee Sean Yip, fear is affecting his water confidence. And to pass the veto, he needs to overcome this fear fast.
I can't do the somersault, especially a back somersault properly. Because whenever I do a back somersault, the water will enter my nose and I will panic. All I can think of now is just do it. Don't care whether you can't do it or not, just do it later.
Safety divers.
As the safety divers get into the deepest end of the pool, the men are ready.
He is completely right. This is all about confidence. You can be the world's best Olympic swimmer and still not be able to pass all these things. But this is about overcoming your fear and being able to remain calm. So this is not a skills test. This is more of a confidence test.
Most of them take to water like fish and ace the test.
It's more of like being really confident in the water. Whatever happens, you just hold your breath and then like just staying calm.
The more tense you are, the less efficient you are, so you use more energy. The more tired you get, the more difficult it gets. So it's just a very vicious cycle.
It's now Sean's turn.
I've been training the drum proving for quite a few lessons already, so I think I can overcome it this time. So don't think about all the negative stuff now. Just think about being able to complete it and just do it.
The disappointment of failure hits him hard, but Sean's determined. This time, there's no second chance.
I kept panicking when I was doing a somersault. I kept floating up. Then I was supposed to touch the ground again. So I kept panicking. And in the end, I had no confidence to do the other somersault. I'll try again now.
While Sean prepares for his second attempt, the rest go through a series of physical strengthening and conditioning exercises, swimming lap after lap. For a diver, speed and agility on water and beneath it requires strength and endurance. And diving instructor Pua knows how to push the man hard.
Take out your face. Stand by. Let go.
I wonder if they teach them the combat stroke, the one that the Navy SEALs use. Probably. If you know, please drop it in the comments. What are the socks they're wearing on their feet? Flutter kicks with fins. That is not fun. Oh, that sucks.
Okay, very strong. My thigh aching.
Hey, they have good
Sean
attitudes.
is focused. With a quick pointer from his instructor, Sean plunges into the deep.
It's do or die time.
The series of tasks run through his mind. This time, he's confident. Sean makes the cut.
The second one, shit. But finally managed to do it. I didn't dare to do a back somersault till the end. So I wasted quite a lot of time. But finally managed to do it. Finally.
He seems so happy.
It's a dreary cold morning at the Naval Diving Unit at Sembawang. Into their 6th week of combat diver training, the men listen to a safety brief for their next challenge.
Today's our final 2K sea swim practice before our test. So it's our first time swimming 2K in the open water. We have to swim all the way to the yellow buoy on the other jetty and swim back within 58 minutes.
That's far.
The current was quite strong today, so it should push us quite nicely on the way there, but coming back when we're already tired could be a bit more of a challenge.
The diver trainees are apprehensive. 2 kilometers in the open sea is no easy task.
Your body shouldn't be anything away from you more than a meter. It's a safety violation. If you're slower, kick ass. If you're faster, don't stop, just
It's
going.
important to have buddies.
Your body should be chasing after you.
Ooh, that's a nice knife.
1K is not easy as well, because like the previous one was just 1K. The other time when we did it, some of us had difficulty already. Like we started having cramps in between, so we will sure need to put in way more effort just to sustain this whole swim.
A few get the safety boats ready while the first group prepare to dive in. Diving instructor Second Warren Raj inspects their safety equipment and life vests to ensure nothing is left to chance. The men focus on their mission. They need to complete the swim in under 58 minutes. The safety boats take their positions.
Can they manually inflate those life preservers by blowing them? Because they're deflated right now.
In your pack. Do I get myself clear? Sir! Any question for me? No, sir!
They're wearing
The
swim
weather
caps.
starts to clear a little, a comforting respite for these men.
That's interesting.
Donning their swim goggles, they take the plunge in pairs.
Well, if anything, the swim caps make it easy for the safety boats to see them, being bright and stuff.
You do not swim away from your body more than 1 meter. Understand? Yes, sir. Come on. Yes, sir.
As the weather improves, there's better clarity, and the men start to speed up the swim.
The water shouldn't be too cold. I went to Singapore, Sentosa Island.
The currents slow them down, but their determination to pass the test powers them ahead.
And I got to swim at the beach there, and the water
yellow
was
buoy
nice.
marks the end of the first kilometer.
It was
There's
not
one more
too
to go.
cold or anything, and that was in September, I think.
The sea gets rougher, and the current is against them.
Yeah, that would suck having to swim against the tide.
Fatigue starts to set in, and some start drifting apart from the 1 meter safety distance from each other.
Come closer, stop abandoning your body, man. Let's go. Last 400 meters only. Almost there.
The challenging part is coming back. You're feeling very exhausted already, and then when you want to reach back, you just have to like push yourself all the way. And then if your body is tired, you just have to push him also. But if both of them are tired, then there's no way you can push each other. So it's just all in the mind.
Mind over matter.
Definitely more tiring.
And the waves and the water is actually cold and warm at the same time. Some parts cold, sometimes warm, and then the waves. So it's a totally new experience for us. I just followed him all the way. We motivate each other. Like during the swim, if he off course, he would tell me, "Peter, come closer." I'll swim as close as possible to him.
Yeah, it's just a lot of yelling at each other.
Diver trainees Rohan and Peter arrive in good time, with minutes to spare, completing the 2 kilometer swim well under the passing mark. They're strong swimmers, but they have one more hurdle to overcome. The only way up is through these ropes.
When it comes to climbing ropes, it's not about upper body strength, it's about having a good technique and using your feet. That's how you do it.
While these two make it up without a hitch, the others struggle through the climb.
See how he's using his feet?
It's more of a technique than sheer arm power, and they need to master this to keep within the timing and pass the test.
They're already exhausted from the swim also. Ah, rope burn. Ow.
Come on, hold it up, hold it up, hold it up. Yes. Okay, lock it. Come on. Last one. All right. Okay, outstanding. See, you can do it. Right now.
Failed by maybe 1 minute or so. Yep. But at least now we know where we are now. So at least next time we know need to put a bit more effort to make the timing.
7 weeks into their training, and with Hell Week just a few days away, the diver trainees have one last test to pass. Though the men are fitter and stronger, this challenge will push them beyond their mental and physical strength.
BMT, where we do the SOC on land, where we go through obstacles too, but these obstacles involve the water, so
much more tougher.
Yeah, it's tougher. Anyone who isn't so good in the water, they might find a little bit of difficulty here.
A little bit of difficulty is an understatement. The sea circuit may be a short course, but it's also one of the toughest. The diver trainees are required to turtleback or backstroke swim, climb a rope, walk a balancing beam, climb the jump tower, jump off the 5-meter tower, backstroke swim and run for a total distance of 750 meters. The objective is to complete 3 rounds of this circuit within 18 minutes.
3, 2, 1, and go.
I think that's a little less than a half mile, I think.
The trainees get off to a fast start.
Let's pull, go.
When they come down to the rope, because if they're struggling pulling themselves up in the rope, that's what's going to kill a lot of these guys for time. Yeah, the key thing is making the transitions quickly also.
The last round is the toughest, and for most, the rope climb is the most challenging part of the circuit. Every second counts. Fighting fatigue and exhaustion, they push themselves to slice off precious seconds. Seconds that draw a fine line between victory and failure.
Yeah, just one more. Go, all the way up. All the way up. Again, low.
Ow.
Come on, Raphael. Almost there, already.
Private MGR urges his batchmate Raphael not to give up. so that he can make the timing and pass the challenge, and move on to the next stage of training together.
All the way, some more. Release. All the way up, all the way up.
Yes, good
don't
job.
Give up, don't give up. Come on, Rafael. Just one more only.
You see your batch boys like with you for 9 months already, and now going through CDC, and if they just leave like that, it's quite hard if they just leave. Yeah.
Go a bit more higher. Go higher. Aim higher.
Good job. No.
So we just have to encourage them, push them forward, and then pass out together. Yeah.
Rafael makes a desperate attempt with everything he's got,
Don't think of the pain.
but fails. He doesn't make the cut.
It's sad making friends and bonding with all these guys for months or weeks on end, and then your buddy fails at something like that. It can be very disheartening. So I wonder what the attrition rate is on this course. Like, how many people have started the course, and at this point in training, how many people are left? And at the end, I would love to see the numbers on how many people actually pass this course. I feel sorry for that guy.
While some retire at the ropes, others find the tide and currents challenging.
If we are actually feeling that the current is pushing off shore, we have to swim towards the jetty this side, because the shore that we have to land is over here. So if we're going to swim with the current, we'll end up to the other jetty. Yeah, in no time, it's actually really quite fast. So you have to swim against it. And the tower jump is scary.
I think that would be fun, actually.
Close your leg.
Yes, to close your
The
legs.
feat is almost effortless for diver trainee Desmond Chua, until he flouts a safety rule that lands him in trouble.
Basically, it's a safety violation for me to actually hold on to his rope. I thought he was pulling me back, so I tried to just hold on, which was wrong.
Better than you, should we go in, Kuala?
Yes, instructor.
Then why you pull my safety line?
No, I felt.
Why do you pull? You tell the safety instructor say you are ready to go.
Yes, instructor.
But when you go in, why you pull the safety line in the first place? That's my question. Why do you pull?
I thought you haven't tapped me yet.
You haven't. You already say already. I said go already. Then why still pull? You know this is a safety violation?
Yes, instructor.
Not entangle to yourself is my danger also. Carry on 15.
No matter what happens, if I was off the platform already, I shouldn't try to come back. I should just do anything and just get off freely, and not pulling him in also. Yeah, that's actually quite dangerous.
Most make it. For others, they have one last try.
So we have to really do our best, push ourselves every time we train. So we are well prepared. We know that we can pass. I did it in 22. It's a nice number, but I failed. So yeah, RPPT is under 10 minutes, but it's not yet diver's goal. So yeah, it's a bad thing. Like I won't qualify for Hell Week, so I'm looking to push myself more.
While the morning draws to a close, the men are just days away from probably the toughest training in the combat diver course. The last 7 weeks or so are nothing compared to what they will be going through over the next 5 days. Amid the smiles and relaxed atmosphere, the men do some area cleaning and prepare to spend the weekend with their loved ones.
Area beautification.
Their spirits are high, for now. The next time they enter the gates of the Naval Diving Unit, the men will be facing their biggest test, a test that will make or break them.
I do feel sorry for these guys who fail and they don't make it, especially on something such as a rope climb. I cannot wait until the Hell Week to start, which should be the very next episode. So in all these episodes, they're speaking English, or I think they call it Singapore English, but I do know they also speak, I think, Mandarin, Tamil, and Malay. Now in the schools, do they teach all those languages, or just the English and Chinese, or the Tamil or Malay? If you know, please drop that in the comments.
This gathering is a special one. It is the calm before the storm. Just hours before the start of Hell Week, the men enjoy a rare relaxed time with their boatmates and even the instructors over some pizza and drinks.
They're gonna need that energy.
Hell Week is a rite of passage all naval divers have to go through to earn their place as elite frogmen in the Naval Diving Unit. As the toughest stretch of the 8-week-long physical training phase, it's a test to see how well these men perform in extreme conditions by giving them an intensive list of tasks to perform.
Experience after 5 days, 1 day will serve you well, not just in what we have to do for the nation, but also for yourself and your family, in your own life. Okay? It is definitely a life-changing event. It will make you a stronger person.
These guys are the guys who we've been going through every boat PT, every evolution. We go through together as one group. So it's been 7 weeks of very, very strong bonding. Hopefully this week will be even stronger.
For Hell Week,
Navy SEALs also have a Hell Week. I believe it's about 5 days or 5.5 days also. So I'm thinking it's going to be very similar to this.
not about like an individual thing. We have to be in a team. Yeah, without one guy, if one guy drops out, it's already a loss.
How many sunrise you should see? Leave this, put this thing in your mind. No matter what, the sun will set.
I think he's my favorite instructor. Want Raj?
Right, push yourself, motivate yourself.
Yeah.
Right. You get stronger when you motivate people.
He's also a beast.
You believe this? If you can pick yourself up to motivate your body, that means you are doing well. That is your game.
Also all about teamwork. That's why it's also called Team Building Week.
As the diving instructors make their way up the trainees' bunks, there's uneasy silence. The first explosion of the thunderflash signals the beginning of the most feared training in the combat diver course. Hell Week starts. Though the men are somewhat mentally prepared, nothing can prepare them for this opening act to Hell Week.
U.S. military, we call them side saddle hops.
Chaos, and unrelenting series of tasks start to take a toll on the men's ability to cope or synchronize their movements. The next 5 days will test their ability to work as one, as an integrated team.
What's wrong with you, boat 9? You are the only boat with most people who have not even done a single thing completely. This is 2 minutes to put on your number 4. The time starts now.
It's all very loud and disorienting.
Are you sure you are ready? If you can show me something better than this on the way to the boat, you will stay in the boat. If not, you will come back here again.
I wonder if it's worse for them when the cameras are turned off. Because the Ministry of Defense of
While
Singapore
the training continues non-stop into the wee hours of the morning, the men know that
is putting on this video series, so I don't know if this is a tame version just for the cameras or if it's even more brutal and intense. I don't know.
to survive the next 5 days, they need to pull themselves together and work as a team.
Naval divers are special breed of men. Okay, we only choose the best. I expect all of you to give your best and do your best. I expect all of you to make sure that no one is left behind. We will try our best to break you. You will not be broken because you will live by our motto, nothing stands in our way.
Yes, sir!
And welcome to Hell Week.
Gentlemen, you better shout out loud.
1-0.
I wonder if they do any log PT. The log PT is huge with the Navy SEALs during b.u.d.s, but we haven't seen any of the logs for these guys at least, so that probably sucks more than the boat PT.
Come down here, spend our time, put our families behind, so that we can train you, so that you can learn how to defend the land. I don't see any teamwork at all. How the f can we entrust you in the mission? This some of them. Get moving! What the f you waiting for?
Already exhausted and reeling from the relentless early morning breakout, the men face yet another daunting task.
Yes, sir! Anybody want to come down? Total 5 laps.
The objective of their mission or evolution is to flip a tire some 100 meters and back. Sounds simple? Not when the tires weigh over 40 kilograms each.
So about 80, 90 pounds? Yeah, that's heavy.
As they get off to a quick start, exhaustion and lack of sleep starts weighing in. The tires get heavier with each flip. They know by now that orders can change, their mission can change.
Come on, Bolton! Whoa! Whoa! Come on, Bolton! We can do this! Come on, Bolton!
No matter how hard they pull, tug and push, they simply can't seem to meet the instructor's expectations.
Today is just day 1. I say again, today is just day 1. Show me this kind of motivation. Just standard. I don't think can cross up.
No turning back. We are in NDU for a reason. To prove to everyone that we're the best. If I want to be the best, rite of passage is to go through Hell Week. This is it.
There's one thing they want to do right now.
I just want to sleep.
And this is only day 1. It's just going to get worse.
We're the frogmen of the Navy!
The men are constantly tested on their ability to work as a team, meet the timings and complete the given tasks. When the going gets tough, the tough needs to be tougher, mentally and physically, and resist the freedom to quit. These men prove that it's going to take a lot more to make them quit.
Don't give up!
Hell Week is about team building, and if the diver trainees don't realize this by now, they're going to learn the hard way through one of the tough-as nails instructors, Second Warrant Officer Teo Chi Wee.
You want us to make it tough? It's easy for us.
So if this was b.u.d.s training, they'd be doing all this stuff in the sand. So what was that white and blue flag exactly?
Hell Week is about it's just knowing themselves how resistant they are. Get support from the teammates and know more about themselves and how they're going to work as a team to survive these crucial 4.5 days.
The only respite from the tough training is chow time, the time to eat. That in itself is an event, the chow run. The men will realize that they'll be pushed even harder to earn their food. With the heavy 76-kilogram boat above their heads, the men head to the parade square. Here, they're about to run some 2 kilometers with their boats lined up bow to stern with the others. With their hands tired, shoulders weak, and their necks starting to hurt, they have to keep going.
So in a previous episode, they called these guys soldiers, but they're in the Navy, so wouldn't they be sailors, or does Singapore not have an army? Can someone clarify that?
We'll go for one more round. Better pull up 110%.
This gives the trainees an idea of how a mission can change in the thick of action. They have to put their disappointments aside and finish the race. During lunch, the very instructors who shouted down orders during the breakout and the morning training now serve food and drinks to the trainees. The men have earned it.
I like that first sergeant also.
It's been over 11 hours into Hell Week. It's been a steep learning curve for these diver trainees, but as they say, only the toughest will survive. It's been 3 days since the Hell Week breakout, and the effect of the tough training is starting to show. This severe test of sleep deprivation prepares the men for real-world missions, when divers may have to operate continuously for several days. And they're being pushed to the limits of their physical and mental endurance to see how much they can take.
Better, faster.
The instructors make sure of that.
It's either you guys catch up to me, or later on, we will go back to have more hammering.
They're also constantly given an opportunity to quit.
Anybody want to go home right now?
They got no reason to stop what they are doing now. And those who drop out, is probably they got no choice. Due to medical grounds, they have to drop it. The rest of the guys, they will finish the TBWs. And they will.
Now, I know the Navy SEALs can get recycled and attempt b.u.d.s multiple times. Is it the same with these guys? If you know, please drop it in the comments.
Everything on, swim cap on, mask, fin on, your boat level, go!
The dive instructors give their weary men an endless list of tasks to test their situational awareness and readiness and assess their teamwork.
Run to the jumping tower together. Jump down from the second platform. Swim back together. So start point over here. Okay? 3 rounds.
Reeling from lack of sleep and exhaustion, the men are almost numb to the punishing physical tasks. Their bodies go on overdrive as they try and finish each evolution as they come. And for those who struggle to find their footing, the instructors come down hard to test them to see if they buckle and head for the exit.
Your liability, a burden
He's
to the
right.
rest of them.
He needs to utilize proper technique by using his feet.
One more hand. Use the outer left foot, bring over the rope. If you think you don't want to put any more effort, I think you're wrong.
The responsibility of organizing the men lies with the team leader, and when he fails, the punishment is swift.
So if that's a team leader, who is the battle buddy that's with them? That's what I want to know.
Aren't you performing? You're not leading them.
I want another chance, sir.
You want another chance? A chance will be given to you for the next few hours. When you're under me, I'll make your life more difficult, understand?
Understand, sir.
And you feel humiliated, understand?
Yes, sir.
You feel like you cannot move, right?
Sir.
Now you got exactly 1 minute to get your out and organize the class and ready for next evolution.
Yes, sir.
Yes, he is tough as nails, as they said in the last episode.
By now, the men realize that without good teamwork, a mission will fail. And they're starting to learn to expect the unexpected, as plans and missions change by the minute. They're adapting and working well as a team. But what they're about to experience next will give a new meaning to mind over body.
Oh, this is not going to be good. I'm guessing it's going to be like cold water immersion or something.
As the men make their way to the next task, the instructors fill the boats with lots of ice and water. This evolution trains their endurance for cold and icy waters during operations. As they immerse themselves into the freezing waters, it shocks their system and overwhelms them.
Oh.
The only way to survive this is through team spirit and keeping each other motivated.
Oh, this is my worst nightmare right here.
Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
I wonder how long this lasts.
It's another easy day! It's another easy day!
Oh, he is fully submerged, just holding onto that ice.
You can do it.
Oh, damn. I don't know how long that actually lasts. As a medic, I can tell you they're not being fully immersed for more than a minute or two. I don't think, at least, because, I mean, that's when it gets dangerous and getting hypothermia.
This is not the end of it. The diver trainees move to the next station, where a fan blows into their half-naked bodies, amplifying
I wonder how
the
cold it is outside.
The only way to keep warm is to huddle close.
But I don't know what month of the year this is, so...
After the ordeal, the men are given 5 minutes to rest and reflect.
Do y'all remember, right, when how did our Hell Week start? The experience was something that I will treasure because it was with you guys. Am I right? Yeah. It's something that we always remember, guys. It's always ours to hold. And over the past few days, right, we've gone through like quite a lot also. I mean, come on, guys. It's not easy. They call it team building week, and it's also been dubbed Hell Week for a reason. It's not meant to be easy, guys, but we all have made it so far already. Am I right? Yes.
I wonder how much food they're given over the course of this.
Just want to done this few
and
hours.
I doubt they get more than 2 or 3 hours of sleep this whole Hell Week.
We are really damn tired.
So I know they're also pretty sleep deprived.
So yeah, all of us really enduring. Yep.
It's been a pretty rough day. They tried to break us down. So we had a point where one of the guys decided he wanted to quit. And I've never seen a response on the batch where everyone dropped whatever they were doing and everyone who surrounded him started cheering, started yelling for him. And we did one full 5-round chow run just for him.
Matthew Rohan.
It was a pretty amazing experience. So we're pretty psyched to finish, but at the same time,
he's one of my favorite
I think I'm gonna miss his experience.
candidates. He's always motivated. You saw him in the last episode. He was just like motivating everyone as they were carrying, pulling the rope or whatever it was. Yeah, I like him.
These diver trainees have endured more than 4 days of Hell Week now. The toughest training in the combat diver course is coming to an end. And the men know it. Their faces show as they put pain aside and enjoy their favorite moment, chow time. This could well be the last time the diving instructors will be personally serving them food.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the commanders to subject us. We really don't have enough sleep.
Yeah, they've gotten almost no sleep the last 4 days. One thing I want to point out about the uniform is that woodland fatigue that they're wearing, it looks very similar to the U.S. Marines woodland pattern uniform, actually. And if someone's not in the military and you want to know why we're seeing 2 different uniforms, most likely the white and gray uniform the instructors are wearing is their urban combat uniform, while the green one that the students are wearing are more for the woodland operations.
Everyone is them tired. Yeah, just
that's an understatement.
Last few hours has been quite hectic. Yeah, we did a lot of blow PT, ice bath. taught me everything. Firstly, I get able to withstand 5 days and up to 2 hours of sleep. It's quite amazing what our body can do.
If we kept going for a day or two more, I think I still survive. Because we have a strong boat crew. We have a boat crew that wants to finish, wants to keep going. And no matter how much it hurts, it ends. Eventually, everything finishes.
Just think positive, just do it.
They're still in good spirits.
But the training is far from over. By now, the men know that to complete an evolution, they need to stick together and work as one. But even then, for some, the endurance and the physical pain are just too much to bear. They have to really put their mind over body and go the distance.
Push together, okay? Ready? 3, 2, 1. Up. Good job, guys. Good job. Hold up. Yeah. Look at your body in front. Look at your body in front. Yeah, eye contact.
As day breaks, the relentless punishing regime continues. There seems to be no end in sight. The men are extremely exhausted and at the brink of giving up. As they enter the parade square with their boats overhead, they're greeted by heavy machine gun fire. Could this signal the end of Hell Week?
No, it's not over yet.
Yes, sir! Okay, you bring your boat to the end of the parade square and back. 30 seconds, let's go. Show it to me that you want it to end. One more time, 30 seconds, go.
What are you hungry for? Anyway, you got the answer wrong for the first time. Okay, where send it?
They are really making them work for it.
Drop, push them out, push them out, push them out. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Drop down, chase the enemy, quality, and begin a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Order pit, master, hurry up.
Are you ready to go?
Yes, sir!
Get into the water.
Everybody go by the breakup. Hurry up, get into the water.
This day and this week is one of the toughest times that you have ever experienced in your whole life. There may be more tough times to come, but you know that you have the will and the spirit as a frogman to go through tough times, and nothing stands in your way. Get back to the parade square to your boats.
They're still motivated. And I want to avoid a copyright claim, so I think the music so far has been great in all these episodes. It sets the mood, a good song choice.
Look where you are going. You make sure nobody leaves behind alone. Ready, go.
On your knees. I want you to cherish this moment. Because when you think that your bad time is going away and it's going to end, shit starts again. When you have finished your week, that's not the end. That's only the beginning. You will go on to learn more soldiering skills as a frogman. There is where the spirit that you have built, the teamwork that you have developed, the identity as a batch, as a class that keeps you going, Never fear, because you have the will and the spirit as a badge to pull through any adversities. Leave no one behind. Forward badge. Yes, sir! Your hell week, secure!
Secure. Oh, he's giving out hugs. That is so sweet. Aww. It's an experience they'll never forget. See, that's the fun stuff right there. So I'm kind of disappointed that they're not going to show all this specialized training. However, it just might be top secret, so they don't want the general public to know about. I'm liking the music. It's giving the video a nice vibe.
It really builds and forges strong bonds between us, and when the going gets tough, we're always reminded to look to our left and look to our right. And when we see that our guys are doing the exact same thing, we know that we can do it as well.
Well said.
So I felt that it built me up a lot inside to prepare me for the future. It's a long journey, right? And my boat mates, they have pushed me through the course. Even though like how tough it is, like they make impossible become possible.
There's nothing that you cannot do. It's just whether you want to do it.
Do a good show. Right, it's your graduation.
On the first day they came to us 20 weeks ago, they were very raw. They were just a tadpole. And along the way, you know, with all this hard training, the confidence that built them up, especially the team building week, made them a better person. It grew along the way. And now I'm looking at it, 20 weeks has passed and these tadpoles have gone into a real frogman.
Oh, that just might be the coolest graduation ever. I mean, that is awesome. Oh my gosh. Wow, I can't imagine how proud they must be. Oh.
For the past 10 months, I have been always saying only one thing to my son. No matter what happens, do not give up. And I think he has done it beyond my expectation. I didn't expect him to actually graduate. But yeah.
You have to admit, that was kind of a burn that he said that out loud. But you know he's proud of him. So.
He has done it and I'm very proud of him.
The team spirit that they build up, you know, with among all the buddies is fantastic as well. I'm so proud of him. Really went through a lot and he really deserved it. And this few months of training is very good for him.
I've always, give him encouragement and...
I wish they told us the stats on these guys, like how many guys started and how many actually graduated. And imagine the attrition rate is about 50%, or maybe 60, 70. I don't know. The whole series was great. I mean, I really got a lot of insight into how hard this course actually was. These guys are elite in their special forces and they're well trained and they went through hell in this course. My respect to them. With that being said, I feel like the course was kind of like if the Navy SEALs put on a b.u.d.s summer camp. I don't mean that in a bad way, I'm just kind of just doing a comparison. After watching a documentary on the SEALs called b.u.d.s Class 254, it just feels like b.u.d.s is quite a bit more difficult than this course. When the candidates are going through b.u.d.s, they're constantly wet, sandy, and cold. Until next time, there's some videos floating around you can check out, and I would really appreciate a like and a subscribe. Thanks for watching.